Water, Oklahoma, named so by indigenous people because the water here was always very still. But folks, nothing still about Boone Pickens Stadium today. It's about moving and shaking. Tailgating is back. And all of the delectable aromas that go along with it. College football poll watching is also back. It's returned. And it's the first Saturday in October. Pumpkins on the table, which means Halloween is right around the corner. And it's going to be Fright Night for one of these two teams today. Welcome, everyone. This is ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Sonos. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Over 52,000 here at T. Boone Pickens Stadium. Today, it's Oklahoma State hosting Baylor, the 40th meeting ever between these two schools. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, chopping it up with Heisman Trophy winner Robert Griffin III. Quinn Kesnick down on the field, joining us in just a bit. What a terrific day, Robert, in college football. Alabama and Georgia have answered any questions that people might have had about their schools, and there's a lot of other teams with something to prove as well.
Yeah, the upstarts didn't have a great day today, right? Arkansas and Ole Miss got it handed to them in those games. But when you look at Cincinnati, right, and how they go out there to Notre Dame and get a big win, Desmond Ridder, right, he might be on some Heisman lists now, you know, but it's just every week we get these teams that go out and prove that they are contenders or pretenders, and this is the theme of the weekend.
Hey, this is one of 4 games featuring ranked teams going head-to-head. Both these teams, Robert, come in at 4-0, but both Oklahoma State and Baylor trying to prove the veracity and the validity of their respective 4-0 records, right?
Correct. It's the theme of the weekend, pretender or contender. And these two teams both knocked off ranked opponents last week, and this week they come in ranked and they're trying to play 4 quarters of great football. So I think with this, we just have to see whether this atmosphere at Boone Pickens is going to have an impact on this game, and can Baylor University come out here and show that they're for real.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, Quinn Kesnick is going to talk about the 52,000 intimate fans you'll have right on top of them. Oklahoma State Cowboys taking the field a moment ago. And this is the 40th edition of the Cowboys and the Bears as we go downstairs to Quinn Kesnick.
Mark, meet my people, the paddle people, the relentless noise here in Boone Pickens Stadium, the tightest sideline venue in college football. It's about 6 yards wide. The fans are omnipresent, breathing over the edge into the opponent's huddle. It's like the Thunderdome. These sidelines, they're hanging in huddles, looking at X's and O's. No breathing room for the Baylor Bears tonight.
Quint, make sure you watch what you say about them. They might hear you.
I'm sure he can smell their breath down there right now.
Well, Baylor won the toss, deferring to the second half. Oklahoma State will receive. Brendan Presley is back deep for the Cowboys. And we are underway. They'll come out first down and 10 to Oklahoma State from the 25-yard line. Spencer Sanders is the starting quarterback, completing 59% of his passes on the season, 4 touchdown tosses on the year against just 1 interception. But he's perhaps more importantly coming off the best game of his career last week, when he threw for 344 yards and a couple of touchdowns in an impressive win against Kansas State. Jalen Warren in the backfield, number 7 beside him. First and 10 from the 25 for Oklahoma State. And it's going to be Warren on the game's first carry, getting over the left edge, and a nice healthy pickup for the first down and then some. He picks up about 20. Got a nice block on the edge as well from Sills.
Yeah, we just talked about who's quicker when we talk about these keys. Who's going to start fast in this game, because it could decide the outcome, right? If Baylor can take the crowd out of it, then the home field advantage doesn't matter. But the Pokes want to do what they just did right there and get some good runs. Solve the puzzle. Both of these defenses want to change the picture on the quarterback, and we'll talk more about that right after this.
First and 10 from the 46. Sanders on the move, throws a dart complete for another first down to the 39 to Tay Martin, their top receiver. Robert?
So as we're talking about solving the puzzles, both of the defenses want to change the picture on the quarterback, but both offenses are looking for that TNT, those explosive plays down the field when they get one-on-ones. I love what Oklahoma State's doing right now.
They're going to run it again. This is Warren again. Broke one tackle, brought down for a gain of about 3 by Ashton Logan. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Warren, the transfer from Utah State, has been very productive for Oklahoma State in a season where they've had a lot of injuries at that position. He gets another carry and picks up about 3. Mike Gundy, the head coach, in his 17th year on the sidelines, and looks like he's trimmed that mullet a little bit, tightened it up, lined it up for this game. 4-0 coming in. He says that this team is unique because he really feels like they've overcome a bunch of early obstacles successfully. And a successful pass once again to Tay Martin. He's the big target for the day, right?
Yes, Tay Martin is an NFL type of guy. Listen, he's only played in 2 games this year, and he's their leading receiver. That lets you know how much they want to get him the football.
Cowboys going quickly here. Looking for the out and up. Sanders almost picked off by Christian Morgan at the goal line. A dangerous throw behind his intended receiver, Jalen Warren.
Oklahoma State's been doing a really nice job of doing tempo to try to keep Baylor off balance. But right here, they fake the screen and get ready to throw it. And it looks like he's literally throwing it to Christian Morgan.
Wow.
You got to make that catch, brother. But I guess that's why he plays defense.
2nd down and 10. Just inside the 30-yard line, opening drive of the ball game for the Cowboys. Run it between the tackles. Warren brought down about a yard shy of that first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Dave Aranda in his 2nd year on the sidelines as the head coach for Baylor. Last year in a pandemic situation, didn't see his team until August on the practice field. As Sanders will come up just a little bit short on the keeper. Robert, interesting call coming up here, 4th and short.
You're at home, go for it, right? Don't kick this field goal right here. You can hear the crowd. They're telling them how they feel about the spot. But if he was to bring that field goal team out there, they'd be telling them how they feel about that mullet.
Making a substitution on the offensive line. Hunter Anthony comes into the ball game, and Baylor making some counter subs. 6 offensive linemen for the Cowboys going for it on 4th down. Sanders hands it off. Warren will get the first down. So they answer the questions on the game's first pivotal play, and they move the chains.
You see here, I don't think there was any secret to what they were going to be doing. They brought in 6 offensive linemen and said, we're running the football. They're trying to send a statement to Baylor right now that this is going to be a very physical football game. I love it.
1st down and 10. Just inside the 13. Warren trying to bounce it outside. They had good leverage and forced him inside and bring him down at about the 7-yard line. A tackle made by Matt Jones. Jalen Warren, great story, just 5'8", diminutive but extremely dynamic running the football game.
Yes, and he's a Utah State transfer, and he wasn't even supposed to be the starter this year, but they've had so many injuries at the running back position that he was thrusted into that role, and boy, oh boy, has he answered. 387 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns on the year, and he's a guy that they really, really love.
2nd and 4, 11th play of the drive coming up for Oklahoma State. Sanders kept it and brought down right near the line of scrimmage. Ashton Logan wasn't buying. Logan, the former Arkansas State transfer.
Right, you can see him. The quarterback makes the read. He gets outside leverage and forces him to come back inside. And I'm telling you right now, that's not what you want when you're playing quarterback.
They fake the jet sweep. Warren keeps it. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. Warren with an 8-yard touchdown rush, and you couldn't have scripted a better opening drive for Oklahoma State. Robert, you said it. being able to get off to a good start, important for both these squads.
Yes, it was very important. And Oklahoma State, what can you say? Little eye candy right there out of the backfield, getting the running back a crease through the defense. Look, Boone Pickens Stadium is one of the hardest places to come and play. And when the Oklahoma State Cowboys can come out and start fast, it puts a lot of pressure on the opposing team. So here you go, Jalen Waddle, get in that end zone. Let these Bears know you're for real.
Welcome back, everyone, to T. Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The Cowboys open up with a 12-play, 75-yard scoring drive using a little over 4 minutes on the clock and lead it 7-0. Mark Jones alongside Robert Griffin chopping it up with Quinn Kessenich down to the field, and Baylor going to get its first hands on the football. Ebner, a dangerous kick returner, had a 98-yard return last week, but not this time. Takes it out to the 21-yard line, 1st and 10, as we take a look at tonight's first flag of the ball game. See who this is going to go against. But Ebner bottled up that time on special teams. Here's the call.
During the kick, holding, number 52, the return team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
I was going to say, I was kind of shocked that they kicked it right there to Treston Ebner, but maybe that's why.
Hey, Robert, let's take a look at tonight's Chick-fil-A impact players and some intriguing matchups and guys to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah. We got Gary Bohannon. He's playing at an extremely high level right now, not only with his arm, but with his legs. And Treston Ebner, wow, this guy is a home run waiting to happen. But on defense, you got Malcolm Rodriguez. He's kind of like a wrestler, gets everybody down. And Devin Harper is a real NFL-level type linebacker.
Bohannon hands it off on first down. Nice run between the tackles by Abram Smith. He's actually the team's leading rusher, picks up 7 on the play. So we take one more look at, you talked about wrestling and getting guys down. Pretty good hold here.
Oh, wow, look at that. I mean, he tried to end that man's life right there.
2nd down and 3. Easy call. From the 17. Bohannon up top, got a man, caught at the 45-yard line. What a play. Perfect. Estrada reeled it in. Drew Estrada with the reception for 37 yards.
Oh my, Gary Bohannon said, oh, you think I can only run? Watch me drop this dime real quick. If you don't know who Drew Estrada is, he's a Dartmouth transfer. He missed a couple games because of a hamstring, but his hamstrings look mighty fine right there.
Got downfield behind the defender. From the 46. Bohannon, a little play fake. To the sideline and incomplete, intended for Tyquan Thornton. He's the team's leading receiver coming into the football game. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Let's talk about Bohannon a little bit. Look at his numbers on the season. 73% completion rate. That's fantastic. Has not thrown an interception. And he answered a lot of questions last week in that win against Iowa State, because previous to that, the level of competition hadn't been what it is now. Another flag, our 2nd one of the game.
False start, 76, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Bohannon is 4-0 as a starter, and you have to love his story. The fact that he sat behind Charlie Brewer, the starter, for 3 seasons and waited his turn. Treston Ebner in the backfield. 2nd and 15. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Oklahoma State bringing some pressure. They got it off in time and incomplete. So it'll be 3rd and long coming up.
You know, I've been watching Gary Bohannon for a really long time. I've been able to see him grow and develop over the years, and he talked with us about how he saw something that the team needed last year at the end of the year, and it was more vocal leadership from him. They had the same guys coming back, so what was going to be the difference? The difference was going to be in the work, and you've seen him put in the work. But right there on 2nd and 15, you saw Oklahoma State take a chance and bring some pressure. And Gary's got to do a great job of knowing where his hots are so they can stay ahead of the sticks. This is a tough one right here on 3rd and 15.
They've been the #1 team on first down all season. But right now they're behind schedule, and they're going to be forced to call a timeout, it looks like here. With the play clock running down to 0. Dave Aranda wants to talk things over.
Expired. First time out of the half, Baylor.
They burned their first one of the ball game. 9:31 to go in the opening quarter. Back to Stillwater right after this.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Sonos. Experience game-changing sound made easy.
Man, it's fantastic to celebrate Hispanic Latino Heritage Month. You look at some of the coaches with Latino blood and heritage. Manny Diaz, before that Mario Cristobal, and the Avalos at Boise State, at New Mexico, Danny Gonzalez right there, and Dave Aranda in our game, head coach of the Baylor Bears, talking to us earlier about how when he first saw Tom Flores, that gave him the inspiration as a younger man to know that there was a path available for people of his heritage and people that look like him. 3rd and 15, little receiver screen pass, nowhere to go. The catch made by Estrada, but way short of that first down. He picked up about 4. So the Cowboy defense responds on 3rd and long. And Presley's going to go back to receive this punt from his own 8-yard line. There's a look at Tom Flores, the former great coach of the then Oakland Raiders. I'm old enough to remember when the Raiders were called the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, really? Really? Don't age yourself
a couple
now.
times. Yeah, he believed in the path and really looked up to him, as I said a moment ago. Fair catch called at the 12-yard line by Presley. It'll be 1st and 10 from there for Spencer Sanders and the offense. Dave Aranda's defense going to get on the field here, but we had a great visit with him a couple of days ago, Robert, and I really love the unique approach that he has with both us, the media, and with his players. It's a very spiritual type of approach, almost a holistic approach, coaching players' bodies as well as their minds.
Yeah, Dave Aranda is, I call him Yoda. Look, he's the whispering dragon, all right? He's not the loudest person in the room, but he's still very dangerous.
One of 6 Latino coaches, Hispanic coaches in college football.
False start, number 67, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And you know, Coach Aranda is he's a relationship guy, right? He's a vibes guy. He can feel when things are off, and he wanted to make sure that this Baylor team was going to fit his personality. And I think we've seen that this far throughout the year, them being 4-0 already.
2-7 a season ago, already have turned it around in a big way this season. Here's Warren. He was huge on that first drive. Ran 7 times for 51 yards. As we check in with the studio.
All right, Mark, your Capital One Fan Vote Studio update. Final play of regulation, Sam Acho. Tanner McKee to Elijah Higgins.
Yes, he took a huge hit earlier in this series. He came back and dropped a dime as time expired.
PAT is good, Mark. 24-24. They go to OT on the farm.
You could almost see and hear that receiver saying, I got a little one.
I got a little one. Mismatch.
He's too little. 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Warren tripped up, but instead it's a pass over the middle, complete to Tay Martin. The #1 target, their leading receivers. We take a look at this week's college football rankings, brought to you by AT&T 5G. Right after this snap, Sanders. Tay Martin with another reception. Had 15 coming into the game today. Sanders hands it off again to Warren, this time stopped up after a gain of about 2. Cole Maxwell making the tackle on the play. What jumps off the screen at you as we take a look at the AT&T 5G college football rankings, Robert?
Yeah, obviously we look at this and we know some of these teams aren't going to be in there after the way they performed today, but we're getting to see who the real contenders are. Alabama, Georgia, wow. Oregon's in overtime right now. Penn State had a great win, and Iowa just obliterated Maryland. So
how about that last night? Impressive as Warren runs it again, and boy, what a precipitous fall for Clemson, who just a couple of short weeks ago was up near the top of those college football rankings.
They were, but now you look at Wake Forest, right? 37-34 victory over Louisville, and are they for real? All they got to do is keep winning, as those Raiders say, right? Just win, baby.
And as you see the struggles of the Oklahoma Sooners, maybe not as dominant in this conference as people thought they might have been. 3rd down and 6. Presley in motion to the top of your screen. Sanders gets rid of it quickly, picked off, threw it right to Tejada, and he ended up on his backside as well. And Baylor with the game's first turnover on the interception. Raleigh Tejada with the interception.
I want you guys to focus in the backfield. Obviously, this is Raleigh Tejada right here who gets the interception. But look here in the backfield about this pressure. That is what J.T. Woods talked to us about needing to get so that they can make plays on the back end. So you watch this right here, and they get pressure right up the middle, force the quarterback to throw the ball early, and there's Raleigh Tejada just waiting for the gift from the quarterback and take it the other way.
Second interception of the season thrown by Sanders for Baylor. That was their 5th interception. Starting good field position on the jet sweep. Nowhere to go that time. Colin Oliver making a nice tackle on Drew Estrada, who's getting a lot of looks, targets, and touches so far in this game. The Dartmouth transfer.
Yeah, Jeff Grimes, offensive coordinator, talked with us about Drew Estrada, said that he was the guy that we were going to see a little bit more of. Right, as I said earlier, he missed a couple games because of the hamstring, but they want to bring him in and take some pressure off of Tyquan Thornton, number 9, and R.J. Sneed, number 0, who have been their leading receivers.
The number 1 team in the country on first down behind the sticks on 2nd and 11. And not much room for Abram Smith, who stopped up after a gain of about 2. Well, next Saturday we'll have the 117th Red River Showdown game between number 6 Oklahoma and Texas at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Our coverage kicks off noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on ABC and the ESPN app. One tap. 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Bears from the Oklahoma State 36. Cowboys defense has done well on first down defense so far. It's been a big key to Baylor's success this season. Bohannon sacked back at the 44. They got him. Tyler Lacey and Israel Antwine and Bernard Converse all converging for the tackle. That's their 14th sack of the season.
You know, they decided to go with the boot keeper right here on 3rd down, and Gary has to trust his speed and stay on the left side of the field there because there's nothing working for him back when he cuts back across the field. You got more area to work. Maybe you can make something happen over there, but here, cutting back across the field into the teeth of that defense is not what you want to do.
Isaac Power punting. A guy that really did a great job last week in flipping the field in special teams in that win against Iowa State for Baylor. Did a great job. The junior out of Castle Rock, Colorado, with a nice punt. It'll be 1st and 10 when we come back.
All right, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast. The team had to come out and start fast and see what they got. And here, Oklahoma State, they moved the ball. They ran the ball well with Jalen Warren, Spencer Sanders throwing the ball all over the place. They did some tempo, and then they got Jalen Warren in the end zone, running a little eye candy off to the side. They've done a phenomenal job of starting fast this game.
Warren runs it into the boundary on 1st and 10. Going to be stopped up for a gain of about 2 on the play. Jalen Warren, a young man who is from Salt Lake City, Utah, didn't have a lot of offers coming out of high school. He went to Snow Junior College for a couple of years, then transferred to Utah State, and then found himself in the transfer portal, came to Oklahoma State. And with the rash of injuries to their tailbacks, he became number 1. And he got rocked at the 20-yard line. Quinn has more on Warren.
Yeah, overlooked as a high school senior. Guy who broke all sorts of state records. He had no fumbles. A Big 12 coach came into his high school, talking to his high school coach, saying, nah, we don't like him. We think he's too slow. Well, too slow? How's too slow look now? This guy's got a turbo pack. I mean, he's got the spin move, a great side-to-side runner. Look at the power in his calves and his quads, and he has become the man for the Cowboys.
Yeah, they never named the Big 12 coach that said that about him, but that was part of the reason why Warren decided to come to Oklahoma State, to prove it. Sanders took a hit, stayed on his feet. Oh, talk to the hand because his feet aren't listening. Good straight arm by Sanders to get the first down.
Spencer Sanders right there, let everybody know, hey, don't you forget about me. Look at him put the shoulder down, said I got these sweet feet for you. And oh yeah, I bench press too, baby. Let's go.
First down and 10. Dominic Richardson in the tailback position for the first time. Who gets the carry? That Baylor front. Chidi Obanaya limiting the gain to a yard on the play. There he is, big number 98 out of Houston, Texas. 6'5", 305 yards. This defense going against a high-tempo offense here so far tonight. Sanders tiptoes out of bounds just shy of the 35. He's got about 2.5 yards to go for the first down. Third down coming up. Let's look ahead. What do you like for this call, maybe?
Yeah, I think they should keep the ball on the ground.
Okay.
You know, Jalen Warren has been effective running the football. They bring in this wing back in, as you see, to kind of lead the way. If you're going to go for it on fourth, you definitely run the ball right here.
They've had a lot of success on the ground. Sanders keeps it. Got a good block. And falls down at the 40-yard line. They kept it on the ground and moved the chains. Brandon Cassidy delivered a good block along the run. A 26-yard gain, Robert.
Oh, yeah, you got third and short. Why not run a little zone read? You see everybody fall on the ground. Spencer Sanders like, wow, I got a lot of field out here. Oh, let me just trip. Woo! There you go. First down.
Richardson still in the ball game at tailback.
Oh, he tied,
He's
boss.
gassed. Those lungs are on fire.
He tied, boss.
He was happy to hand that off, wasn't he, Robert? And he picked the right guy. A strong, invariable run by Dominic Richardson.
I can tell you right now, defensive coordinator Ron Roberts is very upset. This defense prides themselves in stopping the run. They call it their fastball. And right now, Oklahoma State is really taking it to them up front. They're winning at the line of scrimmage, and these backs are punishing these guys right now.
Under a minute to go here in the opening quarter. And another first down on the ground. Richardson doing the honors again. We've seen Warren and Richardson have a lot of success on the ground. He picked up 5.
We talked to offensive coordinator Casey Dunn, and he didn't really believe that Baylor's defense was dominant either up front or in the back end. And right now he's trying to let them know you're going to have to get these safeties involved if you want to stop this running game.
Sanders going to hand it off again. This is Richardson. Nice cutback. Picks up about 9. Robert, that offensive line just rolling up their sleeves and putting that defense of Baylor in the weight room right now.
Yeah, right. I was going to say, right now they are. Casey Dunn said they want to simplify and let their guys fly. Right now they're being very, very physical.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Man.
They are putting a lot of muscle in their hustle here in the first 15 minutes. Oklahoma State leading it 7-0 and threatening when we come back to start the second quarter of play. You know, downtown Stillwater, Oklahoma offers a vibrant scene of local shops, live music, plenty of spots for a delicious bite to eat. That's why various publications list Stillwater as one of the happiest places in America. Yeah, your morning coffee and Tell you what, Eskimo Joe's with a great meal last night for us. And but Robert, this is not such a happy place for you. They didn't ask you on the survey, did they?
No, they didn't ask me on that survey. And I think everybody knows, every Oklahoma State Cowboy that I run into always talks to me about,
boy,
you're 0-3 when you came here. You know what? I got to say this, though. I went to a pumpkin patch the other day.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Here?
Mr. John Kuhn here in Glencoe, Oklahoma. And they were very, very hospitable. It was awesome. My kids had a blast going out there and riding the rides.
Damn, 0-3, though. They sent the limo to make sure you made it here.
Oh, they wanted me here. They wanted me here.
First down. Richardson again brought down behind the line of scrimmage by Christian Morgan. And Quint was talking about the proximity of the fans. Do you remember hearing any stuff coming from the fans behind you on your Baylor bench?
Oh, yeah. There were some things that were said to me that I could not repeat on the air.
Of course.
But, you know, all great things that they were speaking towards me and my teammates. But, hey, at the end of the day, that's their job. Their job is to make this difficult for the away team, and they do a phenomenal job of that.
Sanders with time. Backside heat. And he got lit up. Got drilled from Tejada from behind on the blitz. Man, did he take a lick. But he got up.
Yep.
Ruling on the field.
Right here, there's Raleigh Tejada.
Third down.
They got him near the line. They always tell quarterbacks, hey, when the guy's near the line, they're going to blitz. And guess what? The left tackle just couldn't block him. Raleigh Tejada's a track guy, so maybe that quick start really helped him get around that edge.
That 10.600 meter speed being put to good use. 13th play of the drive coming up for Oklahoma State. Nose of the ball resting at the 18-yard line.
You know, Jonesy, there's a couple times when I was here that we'd be drawing up a play on the sideline, and they would tell us, you can't run that play. That's how close they are. They can see what you're trying to do before you're trying to do it.
But maybe you should have asked them first.
Yeah, you know.
They can draw it up for you.
There's a lot of geniuses in the stands, right?
Yeah.
The fans always know what play we should run and who we should throw the ball to.
Nobody's wrong. Interesting to note, though, that as you look at the Oklahoma State fans here at Boone Pickens Stadium, that Baylor's actually won 2 of the last 3 games here. So they have turned the trend around of late. Prior to that, Oklahoma State had a huge, long winning streak against the Bears. Of course, when you talk about your time here, Robert, this is kind of what it looked like back in 2008.
Look at that film! Oh, drop, that drop. Oh, I have nightmares about that drop. Every Baylor fan has nightmares about that drop. Then we go to 2011. Obviously, this is our Heisman year. Kendall Wright, one of the greatest receivers in Baylor history, going out there making plays, right? We just couldn't get it done, man. These guys are too good.
Sanders back, delivers, intercepted again. Number 22, J.T. Woods, a.k.a. the Heartbreak Kid, breaking hearts of quarterbacks around the country.
Oh, I got to bring it back because HBK, J.T. Woods told us, you know, my favorite wrestler growing up was Shawn Michaels. And him and Graylin Arnold had a really good camp one year, and they started calling each other HBK.
Okay.
HBKs because, like you said, he's breaking the hearts of quarterbacks. So you can look right here, Mr. Sanders. He's going to throw this ball. Oh, no, why did I throw that? Baylor going the other way.
Back to Boone Pickens Stadium. First down and 10 for Baylor after the interception. It's been tough sledding on first down for the Bears today. For the most efficient team in college football on first down going into the day, that was Treston Ebner picking up a few. Malcolm Rodriguez making the tackle on the play for Oklahoma State. Ebner was averaging 7 yards per carry coming into the game today. And look what Baylor's done as a team on first down. 5th best in the country. But not the story so far. They try to hit that zone. He cut it back, Robert, and nowhere to go. Jabbar Muhammad making it 3rd down for Baylor coming up.
Yeah, Jabbar Muhammad just playing out there at the corner position. He doesn't get blocked. They bring the receiver in to kind of try to shield block him. He sheds the block and makes a tackle in the backfield. This is exactly what Jim Knowles, the defensive coordinator for Oklahoma State, said they needed to do. They needed to make them lose more on 1st and 2nd down to put them in 3rd and longs. Let's see what Gary Bohannon and the Baylor Bears can do on this 3rd and 7 to move the chains.
Gets rid of it quickly, pass complete to Thornton, but way short of the 1st down. Tyquan Thornton brought down immediately by Jarek Bernard Converse, and 3 and out for the Bears offense on that sequence.
You know, being backed up there, obviously you would love to be able to move the chains and go down and march down the field and put some points on the board. But right now, Baylor's only got 11 plays. They haven't had an opportunity to get into a rhythm, and that's the first time we've even mentioned Tyquan Thornton's name, and he's been a big part of their offense all year. So we're seeing how big special teams will be in this game.
Speaking of which, Isaac Power averaged 54 yards a punt last week in that win. Punts it all the way back to the 41, a 45-yard boot. Folks, anything in the air that long should have a movie on it. Oh. Back with more after this.
Palo Alto, Acho, Tanner McKee to John Humphreys in overtime.
Yes, in overtime, John Humphreys, bing, 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 like Plinko, he gets in the end zone.
PAT would be good. One last gasp for Oregon. 4th and 8. Anthony Brown sideline to Micah Pittman, but he was out of bounds.
Yes, all you need in college is 1 foot down. He got no feet down. Down goes Oregon.
Huge loss for the Ducks, Mark, and the Pac-12.
Yeah, Stanford improving to 2-1 in conference play, and boy, Robert, I really think that opens up the door a little bit more even for Cincinnati, a team that came up big again against a quality opponent on the road today. Talk about that as the evening progresses. On 1st and 10, Warren with another sprint, a marauding run for the 1st down. Well, Sunday NFL Countdown is hitting the road to take you live to Gillette Stadium for Tom Brady's return to Foxborough. He is? I hadn't heard that yet, Rob.
Oh, not
Plus, an exclusive one-on-one interview with Brady before he faces Bill Belichick. For the first time, it all kicks off tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN. 2nd and 1 after that 9-yard run. Warren with nowhere to go. Man, he ran into some traffic with that hit. Big hit by Jalen Petrie to lead the way. J.T. Woods, who had that interception, in on the stop as well. 3rd and 3.
That was a bone-cracking hit right there by Jalen Petrie. He said, you know what? Coach Ron Roberts is over here chewing us out and everything. We got to go make a stand. All right, Jalen Warren, you're not running for any more yards, man. I don't know if that's going to happen. But I hope you liked my monologue.
Loved it. I kind of felt what he was saying through you. 3rd and 3. Sanders found his receiver for the 1st down. Number 28, Blaine Green, one of a couple of true freshmen, Robert, that started early this year because of injuries at that wide receiver spot for Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State has seen a plethora of wide receivers playing. And I got to mention this. Blaine Green is actually a twin. His twin brother, Bryson Green, also plays on this team, and he's not playing today. But that's pretty cool. I always wish I had a twin.
Are we sure it's really Blaine Green?
Oh, that's a good one.
You see where I'm going, right? On 1st and 10, little flea flicker action. Got a man wide open. Caught. And down at the 17-yard line, Tay Martin. And there's a flag down back near the line of scrimmage at the 44, so hold on. Let's get the call.
Ineligible player downfield, number 74, offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 1st down.
That one hurts a little bit if you're a Cowboys supporter.
Yeah, I don't know how that guy got that wide open, but maybe it's because there was a guy too far down the field. As you see here on the flea flicker, they're going to talk about my guy right here. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, Preston Wilson.
What is he doing?
Yeah,
he's jogging down the field.
More than 3 yards.
He was way past 3 yards. Preposterous, man.
And the thing is, when you go into your bag a little bit, into your duffel, and you use that trick play, now you lose the impact of that, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to lie. Spencer Sanders, he could have thrown a better ball and let the guy go score, but it was going to come back either way.
Here's Warren trying the right side of that offensive line. Let's go downstairs to Quint.
Robert, it looked like the clock in his head was just off. He thought it was a normal pass and released downfield. What do you say to that offensive line when it comes back to the line of scrimmage as quarterback?
Hey, man, I need you to keep blocking for me. We'll overcome this in the future. You know, what I think it really is they've been running the ball so much, maybe his head's just a little spinning right now.
Yeah. Second down and 12. Presley in motion. Sanders, Presley makes the catch, got a man to beat, hit him with the sauce. Couple of moves down to the 40. Brendan Presley with a couple of nice shakes there, picked up 10. It'll be third and a manageable couple of yards to go.
I mean, how fun is this, right? How fun of a game is this experience? This is why we love college football so much. We get the trick plays, we get the big plays, the big losses, and whatever it may be. I'm having a blast up here, Mark. This is awesome.
I'm right there with you, partner. Third down. I formation. The good old-fashioned lead play, and nowhere to go. The intransigence of the Bears defense showing up as Matt Jones makes the stop. And it's fourth down, big-time play.
Here you see Matt Jones, who is filling in for a guy who's a bona fide player, and Terrell Bernard, and he has, I think he's got about 8 tackles today. He's all over the field.
Fourth down and 6. Tom Hutton, the Australian punter, pins it inside the 10-yard line, 95 yards away for the Bears. Still trying to get on the scoreboard when we come back to Stillwater. You know, my partner, Robert Griffin III, is all about full immersion into the environment. This was what it looked like for him prior to kickoff today, taking part in the pregame parade. The team walked through, ran up on head coach Gundy, and coach is checking out your fit a little bit there, man.
Hey, man, that might be the best-looking hair right there combo that I've seen in a long time.
Okay. Oh, so I think he was saying you had some guns and some abs down there, right?
No, see what he actually said.
Said was wide open downfield and a catch by Drew Estrada. Biggest play of the day for the Bears.
Jeff Grimes said he wanted to make sure he wasn't predictable about his shot zone and wanted to take more shots down the field in their own territory. And woo, did he get one right there. Backed up in their own territory. He takes a shot to Drew Estrada, number 18, who's just been balling today.
Threw it off his back foot there, Robert. And out near midfield now at the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Estrada in motion, now sets. Bohannon delivers it complete to Estrada, brought down immediately right around the 45-yard line by Tyler Lacey.
You know, we're talking about Gundy there, and what he was actually saying to me is,
tell me.
he said, hey, I heard,
truth.
He said, I heard you had an extra year of eligibility, and if you wanted to come back, they're giving everybody extra years because of COVID and everything,
right.
So why wouldn't you get one either?
You might want to think about that, man. You
I don't know, man.
This TV thing's going well for you, though. You know?
It's all you, brother. That's all you.
2nd and 10. They go empty. Trips left formation, a little bit of motion. Flag down.
False start, number 65, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
2nd down coming up after the penalty. So on a weekend when Oklahoma State is celebrating the 10th anniversary of their 2011 Big 12 championship team, how's your memory lane walk going so far here?
You know, you got Brandon Whedon down there,
right,
looking like he's about 47 years old now.
Okay.
But, hey, at the end of the day, they were a great team. Brandon Whedon, Justin Blackman, Justin Gilbert, these guys were phenomenal.
Great history here for Oklahoma State. The pass complete. Number 21, Josh Fleeks. Fleeks with his 7th reception of the season, picks up 14 as we approach 6 minutes to go. That 2011 team was pretty stacked.
Yeah, you know, Jonesy, some guys, they feel real bitter towards teams that beat them in college. But what I can do is I just respect the fact of how good they were. They were the Big 12 champs. They were ranked number 3, and they gave it to us in that game. It made us a better team, and we finished the season strong.
Ebner going to be sacked for a loss of about 4 on the play. Great pursuit by Jason Taylor II. But there's a flag down on the play. Haven't seen Baylor get that zone, that stretch zone in rhythm yet, Robert. Talk about that a little bit after this announcement, after this call.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 55 offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Oh, you see it right here. This is a retaliatory act right there by Xavier Newman-Johnson. As you saw, the defensive lineman kind of got underneath his face mask. And what did he do? He got right back under his face mask. But they always say, hey, man, they're always going to catch the second guy.
How about that? 4th down coming up, and in comes Isaac Power, one of the MVPs of their win last week. That special teams game, the punting game, was a big success. But this one caroms into the end zone. It'll come back out. A 50-yard punt, nothing on the return. Sanders with the rock when we come back.
Coming up on the DirecTV Stream halftime report, much more on the huge upset in Palo Alto, how Stanford was able to take down Oregon, and who that win may help most. Speaking of, more on arguably the biggest win in the history of Cincinnati football, and major statements today by both number 1 Alabama and number 2 Georgia. All coming up when you join me and Sam Acho for the DirecTV Stream halftime report. Mark?
All right, back here, 1st down and 10. Sanders going to hand it off to Dominic Richardson. And Richardson keeps those legs churning and picks up almost 7 yards on the play. With 5 minutes to go here in the first half of play, Mark Jones chopping it up with Robert Gifford. The 3rd, Quint Kesnick down in the field on this, the first Saturday in October. A pivotal game between Oklahoma State and Baylor. Big 12 consequences hanging in the balance. Richardson trying to bounce it outside, and wrapped up. There's a flag down. Richardson down just around the 31-yard line. That's going to be a hold on Cole Birmingham. Left tackle is Robert. We talked about whoever gets off quicker would have a better chance of winning.
Holding, number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 2nd down.
Hasn't seemed to help either team right now, though. You tell me.
It hasn't, but Oklahoma State went out first drive, put 7 points on the board. As you see Cole Birmingham here get the holding call on the run. But we also talked about changing the picture, right, and solving the puzzle of the defense. But because Oklahoma State's been going so fast, Baylor has been forced to line up in what they're going to play and haven't been able to change that picture. They got to stop the run and put Oklahoma State in bad situations so that they won't feel so free to go fast.
Sanders hands it off again. Richardson hard running and a big-time tackle. Well, our Week 4 Monday Night Football matchup has Las Vegas in Los Angeles taking on the Chargers. Our celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month continues at 8 Eastern on ESPN Deportes and the ESPN app. Monday Night Countdown from LA kicks off coverage at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific time.
Oh, you definitely from Miami, the way you just said Deportes.
You got to roll those R's, man.
You got to, baby.
Backside heat. And that pass incomplete. Good pressure coming from number 45, Jackson. And it's going to be 4th down coming up now as a result for Oklahoma State.
Is it me, or does it just feel like every single time Spencer Sanders goes back to drop on a 3rd down, he's getting pressure, whether it's up the middle, from the side, and he just looks uncomfortable out there. I don't know what throwing technique that was, but I've never seen that one from any of the QB gurus.
Well, his head coach Gundy has talked to him several times through the years about controlling his emotions. On the punt return, Ebner, who had a big punt return last week to help preserve that win, a 50-yard punt. Let me go down to Quint.
Yeah, in obvious throwing situations tonight, both Sanders and this Cowboy offense have clearly struggled as you see a Oklahoma State player on the field, whether it's the lack of protection or his inability to read coverage and work through his progressions. It's been a disaster on 3rd and long in obvious throwing situations.
It's been tough, and as you look at the numbers in terms of interceptions, 3 this season. And coming into the game, he had only thrown 1. You know, Mike Gundy told Sanders last year, I remember when we had them, said, hey, listen, you need to forget about the fan in the 6th row who's yelling, I can do better, and just focus on staying in the moment and keeping your emotions in check. And Robert, you play the position, especially here. That's a little harder than what it sounds like, right?
Yeah, it's much harder than it sounds. But Casey Dunn talked about how Spencer Sanders is an emotional guy. When he plays well, you're going to know it. When he's not playing well, you're going to see it. And right now, we're seeing him struggle a little bit on 3rd downs. As you can see, number 22 here going in on the tackle.
That's DeMarco Jones. Yep.
You know, they say those piles are dangerous. Hopefully he's okay and can get back into the ball game.
College football presented by Sonos here with 3:42 to go in the first half. A low-scoring football game. Bohannon delivers incomplete. Intended for Tyquan Thornton. One of those speedy receivers that Baylor has. One of several players that is a former track star. Robert?
Yeah.
Some people might not know that you ran 400 hurdles at Baylor, right?
Hey, man, it's not about me. These guys, Tyquan, he's a fast guy right there. That was a little bit of both of him and the quarterback. Put a little tighter to his body, give him a chance to run with it. But Tyquan, you got an HBO right there. Help a brother out and make that catch.
3:38 to go. Smith in the backfield on 2nd and 10. Smith takes it into the boundary. There's that zone play, but picks up only about 2. Antwine, a weight room legend here at Oklahoma State, making the tackle on the play. There he is, number 95. It's one of those guys, when you watch the video of him and you watch him work out, he's got like 8 of those big chains around his neck, doing like 20 pull-ups. And for a guy that size, that's saying a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, 300 pounds, and you can do pull-ups with all those chains on. But he's also a great football player. He's not just a guy that can do it in the weight room. He's doing it on the field as well.
Almost intercepted, incomplete. Jason Taylor broke it up. Intended for Snead. And that'll get the defense off the field. Good heat on the quarterback once again.
Yeah, you just see the chaos looks, the pocket just looks like chaos here, right? Gary does a good job moving forward, but his throw is impeded by one of his own guys right there. I mean, this game.
Yeah.
Defensive struggle, special teams continuing to play a role. Let's see if they can flip the field again.
Isaac Power intending to do just that. A lower kick this time. Brought down at the 25. And about 3 yards on the return. Jackson, a 41-yard punt. It'll be 1st and 10 from just outside the 30-yard line. And the struggle continues. Hey, if you had called 7 points being the total in the first half in a Big 12 college football game, you knew something.
Listen, the Big 12 is all about points, and it is all about offenses scoring them in bunches. So when you see a defensive struggle like this, it makes you wonder, is something off? What's going on here? maybe it is Boone Pickens Stadium. Maybe it's because Stillwater's the nicest place in the world.
Oh, according to surveys. Happiest place in the world for small town living. Jalen Warren in the backfield. Trying to hit that seam. And a nice gain of about 7 on the play. Warren's one of those guys that has a lot of energy, brings it to the field every day in practice. There are times actually where the coaches have to turn him down a little bit.
I want to see Oklahoma State continue to run the ball and maybe use Sanders' legs a little bit more to get him back in the swing of things.
They press Warren's button again, and he'll pick up about 2, leaving them 3rd and a short 2 to go with just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play.
Oh, wow, look at that. 31 rushes compared to just 10 passes on the day, and I don't blame them. They're running the ball effectively.
They're going to run it again here, 3rd and 1. He'll get the first down with about 6 yards to spare. 1:39 to go, and Oklahoma State with 2 timeouts remaining. Baylor also with 2 on a 6-yard gain.
Right here, you see Spencer Sanders just hand the ball off and say, Jalen Warren, go to work. The offensive line is doing a good job. Double team blocking, getting up to the 2nd level, making holes for him. They got to keep leaning on this. They got a bunch set right here. Look for another run, maybe even a play action pass.
There's the bootleg action. Sanders throws a dart complete into the boundary. That's going to be enough for a first down to Rashad Owens.
Now this is more of what we saw on that first possession when they went out and scored 7 points. Run, do a little boot action, right? Maybe take a shot. But they have to understand what they're doing well and keep doing that.
Run a little option. Oh, Sanders with nice little shake. Got him with a little bit of the sauce that time to pick up 12.
Yes, and you can see here, this is what Spencer Sanders needs. When you're throwing the ball and you're not really seeing the field that way, sometimes you got to get out there and make it get jiggy with it.
Under a minute to go. Looking a little bit winded after that run. He's their 2nd leading rusher, one of their top rushers. Play action, taking a shot into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Owens! Wow!
You know, Jones is just something about that number 10, right? That number 10 just makes you feel good on the inside. And I don't know if Casey Dunn can hear us right now, but we talked about run the ball, maybe do some boot actions and take a shot over the top. And that's exactly what they did right there to perfection. What a throw by Spencer Sanders. And it could be just because he got his juices flowing again, running the ball a little bit.
Rashad Owens, meanwhile, with his first touchdown catch of the season and the first of his career. Start to get his groove back on that drive. Spencer Sanders.
You know, it's like sometimes when you're playing basketball and they say, hey, man, his shot's off a little bit. Let's get him a free throw. Get to the line, make that first free throw, and then everything starts to fall for you.
Great analogy. Knocks through the extra point. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Spencer Sanders dropped it right in the basket.
He said, they said I can't throw the ball. Look at this. He throws it way, way over the top. Pistol Pete's right there. This gentleman right here is putting his hands up in the air. He doesn't know, is it a score? Is it not a score? But guess what? When you wear that number 10, sometimes you levitate and you get both feet in.
Great presence of mind to go up in traffic and come down with it like that. And a great reaction from quarterback Spencer Sanders, who talked to us earlier about being more proficient on the deep ball. That's exactly what he did on that pass.
Right there, I could feel him take a deep breath and say, I know I can do this. Great throw by him. Excellent execution from the offense. And now it's time for the Baylor Bears to respond because Oklahoma State is rolling.
They could use a nice return from Ebner. But Oklahoma State's been paying special attention to special teams coverage all week long, you can bet. What was the key on this last touchdown pass?
Yeah, you just see it right here. They're going to run a little play action. Spencer Sanders is going to fake to the back and come back out, and they run a little scissors combo. And this safety right here, as you can see him, let me circle him, there he is. You see him taking the corner route, so Sanders sees that, he says, I'm going to throw it over the top. The crazy thing was Baylor had guys in position to make a play there, but they didn't make that play. And Rashad Owens said, this is my ball when it's in the air. I'm getting this touchdown.
7 of 12, 96 yards, a touchdown, despite those 2 interceptions that he's thrown. Bohannon completes it to the 25 to his tight end Ben Sims. Who had a touchdown last week in that win. 5-yard gain on the play. 25 seconds to go. 2 timeouts remaining for Baylor.
They've got enough time to get enough yards to possibly kick a field goal, but they're going to need some big chunk plays here and also to stay near the sideline. Uh-oh, looks like we got a flag. Flag down on the field.
Illegal touching on the ineligible receiver, number 86 of the offense. That penalty is a loss of down at the previous spot. 2nd down.
Illegal touching.
He must have went out of bounds and been the first person to come back in and touch the ball, but that's the first time we've called 86 Ben Sims' name, and he's been a big part of their offense as well this year. So when they go into halftime here, they're going to have to try to find a way to get the ball to their playmakers.
Bohannon, looked like he intentionally threw that away. Ebner was right there in the vicinity. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up. 21 seconds to go. Ebner comes out of the ball game. Smith comes in on 3rd and 10.
It seems right now like the best thing for Baylor would be to go into halftime and not make any mistakes. I think that was a very mature play right there by Gary Bohannon to throw the ball away on a screen. They had it covered. Why not? Don't waste any time. Don't put the ball in harm's way. But let's see what they do here on 3rd and 10. See if they can get the ball to R.J. Sneed.
They're going to hand it off to Abram Smith. Got to hold on to that ball, secures it, and is brought down at about the 23. So 4th down coming up, and in comes Isaac Power, their punter. Malcolm Rodriguez, who has been ubiquitous all season for them, all over the field.
Timeout, Oklahoma State. Their 2nd of the half.
Leads them in tackles with 43 coming into the ball game. And you know, Mike Gundy is a coach that covers a lot of bases and wears a lot of hats, and I mean that in a literal sense. Hooking up the officials after he dropped his.
Hey, Gundy's feeling good right now. His team's up 14-0. Defense is playing lights out.
Little PR work, right?
Right.
Little PR work,
you
right
know,
there.
Just a little bit. Try to get the ref on your side, make him feel good about you. You're at home. But I talked about them getting the ball to R.J. Sneed there. But what it looks like, is Baylor is content on going into halftime down 14-0 and resetting and trying to come back out and really just awaken their team on all sides. Defense has been very opportunistic, but the offense has to figure out a way to score here in Boone Pickens Stadium.
That was the 4th 3-and-out for Baylor a moment ago as Isaac Power comes in, the former construction worker in Australia before he joined the Kicking Institute, where he was subsequently discovered. And that is an awesome punt that goes all the way down inside the 10. So he flips the field again. Isaac Power, another one of those very proficient Australian punters.
I was going to say, was that a powerful punt?
Hey now.
I don't know. He was a little mad there right there. Like, what are you doing? Let it go down to the 1.
Right.
Look, man, you
trying to get his bag and his numbers
up. He's like, what are you doing? Come on. I don't think that was an Australian accent, but I tried. That was really bad. Just call it what it is. Call a spade a spade.
Well, Power and Hankins, the place kicker, both Australian kickers.
What's their combined age?
One of them's 31, so.
Oh my God, 31.
Hey man, you talk about super duper seniors.
What?
He's a young 31. Dave Aranda's team trailing 14-0. Quint will tell us what he said on the other side when we come back. 14-0 at the break. Oklahoma State with the lead as we go back to the studio.
Welcome to the DirecTV Stream Halftime Report.
Under the lights at T. Boone Pickens Stadium in Stillwater, this is ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Sonos. You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Now we'll take you from plan to play, brought to you by Northwestern Mutual. And a couple of key points in this game, especially the start, Robert.
Yeah, we talked about how they got to start fast, and they got out on the first possession and went and ran the ball in with Mr. Warren there. And then right here, they did a nice little play-action pass to set up the corner route, the scissors combination. You see it here, it holds the linebackers a little bit, and then right here, boop, there's the safety. He sees the corner and he jumps it, leaving the post route one-on-one with the corner. And then what do? Mr. Owens goes up in that number 10 jersey and secures a touchdown. And those are the scoring drives with Oklahoma State Cowboys.
Well, Baylor's going to get an opportunity to get the football first here in the third quarter. Gary Bohannon, the quarterback. 7 touchdown passes against 0 interceptions coming into the football game today, but it hasn't quite gone his way. Robert, as you and I were chopping it up during the break, we talked about them being able to take some deep shots, a little bit more Tyquan Thornton in our life, right?
Exactly. We want to see them get the ball to their playmakers. Tyquan Thornton, R.J. Sneed, they're not getting them involved in the game plan, and because of that, you see their offense is starting to stall. So I actually, aside from the throws, I want to see them get Gary more involved in the running game.
Okay.
He's a very physical runner, and if they want to get back to that number 6 ranked rushing attack, they're going to have to use him.
Well, here he goes, taking it off. Dialed up his own number, took out his do-it-yourself kit, and close to a first down. Flanagan making the tackle. Kent?
If Oklahoma State's going to stack the box, Dave Aranda says, well, we got to open things up on first down and throw the ball a little more on first down. You saw on that last play, they go empty, spread them out, and use the QB draw. So you look for a little more creativity on first down for Baylor. This is a team who's had great success this season on first down, just not tonight.
2nd and 1. Pitch into the boundary, nowhere to go that time for Ebner. Made one guy miss, then Rodriguez hit him with some smoke. Wow, Malcolm Rodriguez with a big-time hit, a converted safety from a season ago. It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. He's one of the more active defensive players, leads them in tackles coming into this football game.
You see there, it says he's got 11 tackles per game. He had 45 on the season coming in. They call him the wrestler. He just finds a way to get guys on the ground. But now we're sitting here at 3rd and 4, and Baylor has to get this first down.
Bohannon on the bootleg is going to get the first down with about 4 yards to spare. Picks up 5. Some of the pertinent numbers from the first half. Baylor was 6-3 and outs. Just a couple of first downs. Very unlike the trend that they've established coming into this football game, especially on first down.
Look, I've been a part of these types of games, right? Being here at Boone Pickens Stadium. But the fact is they are only down by 14 and still have a chance to win.
Bohannon taking a shot on the post. Got a man. It's dropped. Incomplete. Knocked away by Bernard Converse. It was intended for Thornton. And Thornton's the guy we were talking about a moment ago to start the quarter about getting more touches.
You see right here, Jarek Bernard Converse just plays the eyes of the receiver. What he needed to do there, because the ball was a little underthrown, was late hands it. You talk to the great wide receivers and they say they can make the quarterback right by not showing their hands too early and letting the DB know that the ball is coming there. But Jarek, wow, he's had a great couple of weeks here. He's been challenged a lot, and he's stepping up big.
Bohannon completes it to the edge, out to the 41-yard line. That's a backup tight end, Drake Dabney. with his third reception of the season. Picks up 4 on the play. Third down coming up for the Bears.
You know what they say, a little dab will do you, right?
Yes.
A little Drake Dabney there, getting them in a nice little 3rd and 6.
Man, what you know about that? You're not old enough for Brill Cream.
Hey, man, you put too much, you're going to be glistening and sticking.
Oh, you must have went on YouTube. You cheated. 3rd and 6. Empty formation. Bohannon will lunge, and it looks like he got enough for the first down. Let's see where they spotted. And it's going to be a first down. Got it with a yard to spare. Great effort.
As Baylor continues to spread everybody out, show a little more creativity, they're putting the ball in Gary Bohannon's hands and saying, look, we need you to go get this for us. It doesn't matter how you get the yards. It doesn't matter how you get the first down. It's the fact that you got the first down. And they really needed that coming out here in the second half.
First down and 10 from the 48. They fake the reverse. Ebner tried to turn the corner and brought down for a gain of nothing on the play. You know, back to Bohannon, interesting story from a town of 2,400 people. Population 2,400, 28 miles west of Memphis. Said that he chose Baylor to play football because of the size and the affinity for former head coach Matt Rule. And Robert, I know you had some interactions with him as a youngster in some of the football camps there. We'll talk about that after this play. 2nd and 10 coming up. Alabama, Arkansas, LSU, Georgia, Auburn, they all offered Bohannon as well at quarterback. And we got a whistle. Got a timeout called.
Timeout, Baylor. They're first of the half.
Baylor on their opening drive here, the second half. Looking at 2nd and 10 when we come back. There's been a litany of coaches that have gone through the doors at Baylor. Going back last several years, Jim Grobe, 2016. Matt Rule taking over before leaving for the NFL. And now Dave Aranda took over last year, went 2-7, but on a great track right now. A predetermined quarterback run, and Bohannon keeps it. Picks up about 3 on the play. Devin Harper making the stop. There's a look at the chronology of it all. Jim Grobe, Matt Rule, and then Dave Aranda presently, but there's a bigger story behind that. And the turbulence now seemingly settled under Dave Aranda, and hoping to establish a little bit of continuity in a very, very successful program. 3rd down and 8. And nowhere to go that time for Treston Ebner. Got a yard, 4th down, and that's where the drive dies for the Bears on the 49-yard line of Oklahoma State. Good tackle by Devin Harper.
You could tell there with the run selection right there, they were obviously going to try to go for it on 4th down if they could get more positive yards on that 3rd down carry. They didn't. Oklahoma State kind of stuffed them after a 1-yard gain, so they're going to have to punt the ball. But it was an encouraging drive from the Baylor Bears. They moved the ball a little bit, and maybe they have found a recipe to success with running Bohannon to get more opportunities and more downs moving forward.
This is going to be the 7th punt of the night for Isaac Power. Flag
False
down.
start, number 19, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So that'll push it back a little bit. Isaac Power, talked about him being a former construction worker in Australia before joining the Kicking Institute in Australia. Seems like you can just log on to their website and get a very good kicker now these days. That punt out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. Both these teams coming in at 4-0, both coming off of pivotal wins a week ago. Baylor taking on Iowa State. Interesting to note, Robert, that they scored on their first 3 drives of the ball game. And
yes,
that really set the tone for them.
It really did, and they were on fire, honestly. In the second half, they got shut down a little bit, and it seems like it's carrying over to this game. But with Oklahoma State, they had a ranked opponent in Kansas State, and they went out, and they won a game and upset Kansas State there. So you're kind of wondering, like, who's real, who's not, who's playing well, who's not playing well. And right now, Oklahoma State is leading this ball game because they're executing their plan better than the Baylor Bears.
Baylor missing a key player on defense as Oklahoma State runs it for a gain of 3. Would be remiss, Robert, if we didn't mention the absence of Terrell Bernard, who's one of their more dynamic players defensively, right?
Oh, he's a guy. And whenever you're missing him out there on that field, it can have an impact on your defense.
2nd and 7. It's going to be Warren again, putting his hat down and running into Dylan Doyle. It'll be 3rd down coming up now after the gain of 3.
And the missing of Terrell Bernard is not to say that Matt Jones, number 52, isn't a good player. It's just that sometimes Terrell Bernard would have, he'd be one step ahead because of the intellectual part of the game. And I think they're missing that right now a little bit on defense. But let's not get it twisted. This Baylor Bear defense, led by Ron Roberts, has done a phenomenal job of keeping their team in the game while their offense hasn't been playing too well.
This is year 2 of Coach Roberts' scheme defensively. 3rd and 4. Sanders fires, tipped up, picked off by Dylan Doyle. And Doyle with another Baylor interception. That's the 3rd one of the night. And they'll be working with great field position inside the 35. The ball was tipped up in the air, and Doyle had all day to track it and haul it in.
You know what they say, tip balls get picked. And right now, Spencer Sanders is saying, Coach, come on, man. Why are we throwing the ball? You see what happens when I'm throwing the ball. He goes right here. He tries to find his guy. Actually, it just goes off of his helmet, and you hate to see that. This is the same guy wearing number 10, Rashad Evans, who caught the touchdown pass, but the ball gets into him, pops up in the air, and what does number 5, Dylan Doyle, do? He gets the pick and sets up the offense in great position.
1st and 10 from the 31. They run the reverse. This is Estrada. Nowhere to go. Big time close and hit by Thomas Harper, the safety for the Cowboys. Loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Well, it looked like Oklahoma State saw the same play that we saw on the last possession with the fake reverse. It was open. They said, hey, guys, make sure you don't let that happen. They're going to come back to that. They came back to it. They shut it down. And you wonder right now for Spencer Sanders, Oklahoma State's quarterback, what does he need?
Right.
After that interception, does he need another free throw attempt to get back in rhythm?
Gonna have to wait. 2nd and 12. Bohannon looking Thornton's way. A lot of pushing and shoving. No flag on the play. Christian Holmes in on the coverage on Tyquan Thornton. And it's 3rd down and long. Oklahoma State has been outscored in the 3rd quarter this season, 20-0.
And if you've watched any of their games, you've seen that they have kind of eked by in every single situation. So right now, if they struggle in the 3rd quarter, Baylor has a big opportunity to go and maybe put some points on the board and make a game of this thing. But right here on 3rd and 12, that's difficult. Look for Gary to use his legs to extend the play as they go empty right here.
Thornton and Snead to the top of the screen. Bohannon going to try and take off, and he's going to lose about 4 yards. Colin Oliver, the true freshman, with a sack. And the Cowboys defense, impervious again, comes up with another stop and a big one here on the fringes of field goal range. They're at about the 36 here. It would be a 53-yard attempt approximately for Hankins.
It looked like Baylor tried to go back to its previous success from the previous possession. And that was a design quarterback draw right there. And if you can't win up front on those quarterback draws, those defensive linemen, and you're running straight at them, there's nothing that Gary could have done anymore. It's unfortunate that they couldn't maximize that turnover once again.
Isaac Power going to punt. Nose of the football down. Ball goes end over end. And it's down once again inside the 10-yard line. So he's doing his part. 30 yards on the punt. Bohannon on the sidelines. His defense will be on the field when we come back. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys from Stillwater. Chester Pittman, the first black football player for Oklahoma State, was a barrier breaker for Oklahoma State, arriving in 1957. Now, he died late last year at 83. Was honored last Saturday where the Cowboys donned white helmets, black jerseys, white pants. Along with this set, special helmet stickers showed off a football, the number 23 and Pittman's name, along with a different set of warm-up shirts paying tribute to the Cowboy legend. And it was great to hear Cowboy receiver Tay Martin talk effusively, praising the efforts of Pittman back in the day and paving the way for him and many that look like him. One of those such players with a nice gain.
Yeah, you know, it was one of the quotes I saw from Chester Pittman. He said, if given the opportunity, I think you have to take advantage of it. And I thought that was such a powerful statement from him. He was a barrier breaker. He was a guy that allowed me to play this game. And he took the opportunity when others said maybe he shouldn't.
Right.
And he stepped forward and paved the way for us. It was awesome.
Second and 4. First down, Warren.
Pittman became a teacher and a coach in Kansas City, Kansas, after having grown up on a farm. But the conditions that he persevered through, the hostile environment, whether it was being booing, whether it was not being allowed to eat with teammates, to stay in different hotels on the road, trailblazer, pioneer, and the strength of his character endures with that number 23.
Yeah, great point, Quint. The layers of overt racism that he had to face back in the day, frankly, are admirable that he would make it as far as he did. Incomplete. Second down and 10, now 3rd and 10.
To Quint's point, I read that Chester Pittman had to sleep in an empty dorm on a black college campus in Arkansas because he wasn't permitted to stay with his white teammates at a road game. And he's just like, man, that's just unthinkable that he had to deal with such things as he was breaking down barriers for players everywhere.
Sanders going to take off on his own. Made one guy miss, made a couple of tacklers miss. The ball came loose, but he was already down, and he's going to be stopped up short after that 8-yard scamper. And the Baylor Bears defense gets a win there by coming off the field again.
This Baylor Bears defense is keeping their team in the game. You know, you look at what Spencer Sanders has been doing all day, and they've had 3 turnovers. And Mike Gundy has no problem punting the ball here. Why? Because every time they've had a turnover, they've gotten no points. Baylor's gotten no points off of those. So he feels really confident in what his defense is doing right now and is willing to play the field position game.
Hutton with the punt. Down to the 37-yard line. First fair catch by Ebner. Time out on the field. 4:46 to go in the 3rd. Under the lights here in Stillwater. Next Saturday, we'll have the 117th Red River Showdown game between number 6 Oklahoma and Texas at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Our coverage kicks off at noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on ABC, the ESPN app, one tap. Robert, I've called that game a couple of times, and what a great scene it usually is and was at the old fairgrounds in Texas. Here we go on 1st and 10. This is Estrada. Falls forward. That's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on the play. Jabbar Muhammad making the stop. You know what I love? I love the deep fried cookie dough that they sell there.
The deep fried cookie dough. Man, just hearing that makes me want to go do a workout. Big Tex, man.
Tex,
they say in Texas everything is bigger.
Hey, man. Red River rivalry. Texas OU next week on ABC. Part of the big picture here in the Big 12. Bohannon scrambling, throws a dart, and it's going to be ruled incomplete. Intended for Estrada. So 3rd and 2 coming up.
You see here, he almost makes that catch and tries to get the knee in. But Baylor, R.J. Sneed, leading receiver, no catches. Treston Ebner, one of their leading receivers out of the backfield, no catches. Tyreek Thornton, 1 catch for 4 yards. They said they needed to establish their fastball, and right now, they're struggling.
Ebner stopped up, nowhere to go. He hit a stone-cold wall. On 3rd and 2, Devin Harper led the charge. Boy, that Cowboy defense has been stout, strong. 4th down.
We always talk about winning at the point of attack, and you can see here that Baylor's offensive line is getting pushed 2-3 yards into the backfield, and that is not what they want when you're trying to run the football.
And they're going to go for it here, Robert.
They have to. It's 4th and 2. If anything, try to get them to jump off sides. But you got to let your team know you're trying to win the game.
Bohannon the toss. 1st down and then some. They gaps the defense. And he's off. Smith looked at his wrist and got time today. Wow, what a run by Abram Smith on 4th down. 55 yards in a bolt across the Oklahoma plains.
Now I told you guys, Coach Aranda, he's Yoda, right? He's the whispering dragon. He whispered to his guys, hey, we're going to go for it on 4th down. He does a nice toss play to Abram Smith, and that might have been one of the biggest plays in the game to get them back in this bad boy.
They lacerated that defensive front with their blocking screen to spring them loose.
And you watch this right here. We always talk about receivers catching the ball, but R.J. Sneed said, you said I can't block. He does a nice job of giving just enough time. And what does Abram Smith do? He runs through that Oklahoma State defense like a tornado, baby.
Wow. That was convincing, and they, in one 55-yard swoop of a run, come to within 7 points. Talk about needing a big score and scoring the way they did. Look at their 4th down conversion rate on the season, 90%. That one might be the biggest one so far this year for the Bears.
Oh yeah, and Abram Smith just had his career long. What perfect timing, right? A forever kind of moment to have your longest career run in a big time showdown rivalry game of 2 top 25 ranked teams.
4 plays, 63 yards. They used up a $132, and big man getting his river dance on. I'm not sure what that was. It wasn't the gritty or the smeeze, and it certainly, Studio Man, was not the running man. Studio.
All right, guys, your AT&T 5G studio update. Mississippi State now up 2 scores on Texas A&M. Will Rogers to Mekhi Polk.
Yeah, Will Rogers. The defender slips, Polk gets the touchdown, he gets the reward, he stays up.
Second connection of the day between the two. Mississippi in front 24-13, guys.
All right, back here. A nervous bit of energy, tangible and palpable here at Boone Pickens Stadium. Sanders trying to regain his form and poise. Throws a dart complete at the 46-yard line to Tay Martin. A 21-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Hey, that's a very familiar NFL scheme I just saw there. They ran a dagger combination, running the inside slot guy through the inside safety and running the 18 to 20-yard dig by Tay Martin. Beautiful throw by Spencer Sanders.
Sanders moving quickly again, but this time stopped up front. He's going to lose about 3 yards. Cole Maxwell making the tackle on the play. Well, this season, along with their contributions to university's general scholarship funds, for every field goal and extra point made, Allstate will also be donating to the American Red Cross to help with disaster relief efforts. Thank you, Allstate. Sanders complete. Martin on the move, and another 1st down at the 33-yard line for the Cowboys. Tay Martin, last year the Washington State transfer, now fully acclimated at Oklahoma State and holding his left arm There's also a flag down on the play.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why Tay Martin was so open, it's because they ran a quick tempo play right there and no one was guarding him. Spencer Sanders saw that, got him the ball in a hurry, and that was the result.
Substitution infraction on the defense. 12 men on the field. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Well, they couldn't even cover him with an extra man out there, Robert.
I know that's actually a good line. And what they say, right, Spencer Sanders, as bad as he has played at times today, that was big time by him, seeing that Tay Martin was uncovered and that the defense was misaligned with 12 guys on the field.
Got his presence of mind back. 23-yard gain on the play. Warren in the backfield. Sanders on the RPO, and he's going to throw it away wisely, using good discernment that time. You think Sanders has his flow back after that last interception?
It just feels like, he gets into a flow and then boom, something bad happens. Gets into a flow, boom, something bad happens. Right now, he does appear to be in a flow, and I know for the Oklahoma State fans, they hope that it stays that way.
2nd and 10, Cassidy in motion. They run the zone stretch play, and Warren trying to hit it up inside and nowhere to go. Petrie making the tackle, a short gain on the play. 3rd down coming up for Oklahoma State, up by 7 points, under 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Both these teams ranked in the top 25. Both these teams undefeated at 4-0 coming in. Sanders taking a shot. Martin caught. Complete inside the 10. Wow, what a catch. Martin contorting his body to come up with the grab.
Tay Martin is just one of those guys that they tried to double him here and he still beat the coverage. Look at that.
Warren on the run, stopped up at the 5 by Dylan Doyle.
When we talked to defensive coordinator for Baylor, Ron Roberts, he said they were going to always try to keep this guy, Tay Martin, bracketed. And you can see there's 2 guys there, and Raleigh Tejada tries to funnel him to the safety, but man, sometimes you just can't stop the big number 1. He is an NFL-type player.
Guy that certainly is playing much better than he did last year. Under a minute to go. Warren down to the 1-yard line. Tackle made by Matt Jones. Jalen Warren really got downhill that time, Robert.
Yes, he did. And just to go back to that catch, right? We talked about Spencer Sanders and is he back in his right state of mind and presence of mind? But how about the presence of mind for Tay Martin to not only contort his body, make that catch, but do the toe drag swag right there on the sideline.
Okay.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Took out the whole package on that play. 3rd and goal. Warren stopped up, met a wall of white jerseys, and it's going to be 4th and goal for Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State. Wow, big time surge in the middle. JT Woods, Mr. Heartbreak Kid, one of the first ones to arrive there, and that's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter.
45 minutes in the books.
And we see here we got Oklahoma State driving down the field and Tay Martin with the, Tay slide, baby. We see you now.
Well, this ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Sonos. Tanner Brown in to attempt a field goal now. Should be a relative chip shot from the left hash. And he knocks it through to make it 17-7 on the 20-yard field goal. Just underway here in the 4th quarter. Mark Jones, Robert Griffin III, Quint Kesnick down on the field. Well, Taco Bell welcomes you to the Live Moss Student Section of the Year contest. Use hashtag Student Section Sauce to get the committee's attention, and go to ESPN.com/Taco Bell to see how your school can compete. Got some live ones here today.
Oh, yeah, I can't forget about the paddle people, right?
Yeah.
Out there making noise. Got a chance to go talk to them before the game, and they were actually quite friendly to me.
I like you. You are the people's choice here, man.
Hey.
You've been mixing with the crowd, getting votes, constituents.
Hey, man, I'm trying to build my constituent base, as you know.
We saw some good dancing a little bit earlier. Some guy doing the woo dance.
You see the Baylor guy right there hanging out in the middle of all the Oklahoma State fans? He doesn't feel threatened?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Where is he, Robert?
Right there. Look at him. He looks like a ball of joy, doesn't he?
Hey, he's excited. He just hasn't told his face yet. On the return, Ebner, nowhere to go, run out of bounds at the 16. Let's check in with the studio.
Hey, Mark, Mississippi State, Kentucky, 22 seconds to go, up 7 on Florida, 4th and goal. Emory Jones, Sam Acho, it's incomplete.
Welcome to October in college football. Number 8 went down, number 9 went down, and now number 10 goes down. Amazing.
Jacquez Jones broke it up, the Ole Miss transfer. Kentucky is 5-0, 2013, the final.
Wow. Big news there as the Gators go down against Kentucky. 8, 9, and 10 all lose today. And not to mention Oregon.
Yeah.
At Stanford.
Number 3.
Taking a shot up top, Bohannon picked off into coverage, but there's a flag down. They might have whistled it. Might have whistled it prior to the snap.
Baylor got a break there. Boy, oh, did they ever.
Prior to the snap, delay of game, offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Mike Gundy's over there saying, can I decline the penalty?
Yeah.
Can I decline it? No, he cannot. Hey, the coaches are over there talking about, hey, man, look at the clock. It's a delay game.
Yeah.
And their players like, why'd you tell him that, man? I just caught an interception. What's going on here?
We saw an NFL game where it was Baltimore kicked a field goal on a previous controversial play where the play clock ran out last Sunday. That pass incomplete, intended for Snead. First Saturday in October, and boy, some big guys taking it on the chin, Robert.
Oh, yeah. Oregon, whoop, get out of there. Arkansas, whoop. Notre Dame, get on out. Florida, just get on out. It's this is college football, man.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You get rankings early in the year. Teams start to get losses right. Pretenders, and who are college football?
The guys coming in are saying, hey, sorry to see you leave, but glad to see you go.
That's a good one right there, man.
2nd and 15. They just snapped it before the play clock expired. And look at the effort from Smith. Invariable and inexorable effort by Abram Smith. Kept those legs moving, Robert.
Look at now, get out of here. He still keeps them moving and rumbling and tumbling. He says, you're not all going to bring me down. Abram Smith needs the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Picked up 18. Boy, some hard. Taylor lowered his hat. Gain of 6 on the play by Ebner. 14 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 10-point lead for Oklahoma State. Mike Gundy told us earlier this week that this team is unique. He really senses that more than some previous teams, this team really digs each other. They like each other. A little pressure off the edge. Bohannon taking a shot. Got a man. Caught by Thornton. First down, Bears.
I can just hear all of Baylor Nation saying, finally, Tyquan Thornton gets one down the field, one-on-one against Jarek Bernard-Converse, and he makes the adjustment on the throw down the field.
44-yard gain. Into the end zone this time. Jump ball. Incomplete, intended for Snead, but there's a flag on the play. Bernard Converse in on the coverage on R.J. Snead.
Oh, they're definitely going to call offensive pass interference. Receiver there, pushed off right at the last second. It's going to push them back a little bit.
Pass interference, number 24,
Oh!
defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Look at that.
Automatic first down.
Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, sometimes we're wrong. Right here, they called it on Jarg Bernard Converse. Oh, okay, I see it now. It was actually a push the other way. So what do you say? Now Baylor's got an opportunity here. Yeah, I mean, I can see it both ways there.
First and goal from the 6.
But there's only one way that counts, and the ref called it against the defense.
Bohannon going to take off. Got a block. And is brought down at about the 2-yard line. He had Abram Smith leading the way, but Malcolm Rodriguez limits that gain to just 4 and keeps him out of the end zone. Rodriguez has been a catalyst with his game-changing plays the last couple of years.
Listen, I've been here at Boone Pickens Stadium in these situations in the goal line. And Oklahoma State, in those years, did a phenomenal job of keeping us out of the end zone. Let's see if this Baylor team can get the ball in and make a game out of this one in the fourth quarter.
Second and goal, Smith. Hit, stopped. Boy, Mason Cobbs really hit. A 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Tell you what, Big 12 defenses sometimes face scrutiny and criticism, but these two defenses doing a nice job today.
Oh, they're the real deal. They're mixing it up. They're playing physical. They're out there hitting. And right now, Oklahoma State is trying to have a goal line stand and keep the Baylor Bears out of the end zone and really eliminate their ranking as well.
Bohannon got in, touchdown, Bears score. Gary Bohannon presses his own button and calls his own number. And that's his 5th rushing touchdown of the season, the 8th of his career, and Baylor pulls closer.
Gary Bohannon and the Baylor Bears said, hey, we might be in the same old stadium, but this ain't the same Baylor Bears. And they do a great job of getting the ball in the end zone there. And now we've got a tight one. Right after this extra point, it could be 17-14. And they are trying to get that mojo. You call it Uncle Mojo. He's in the end zone. They're trying to get it back on their side. Man, we could be in for an interesting finish here.
The extra point is good, and we have a 3-point football game. Dave Aranda with that Yoda-type personality, the mystique, that aura cascading over the sideline for the Bears right now, and has them to within 3 when we come back. Well, the postseason starts Tuesday with the AL wildcard game right here on ESPN and the app. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. And Robert, I want double pepperoni and just a little bit of cheese on my pizza.
Is that a pizza cap?
As a box on his head.
I guess that's how they do it in Oklahoma, huh?
Wow. Thin crust, please.
He must have went to Mexico Joe's.
Yeah. Not Eskimo?
Not Eskimo Joe's, but Mexico Joe's.
Get a table after this great game, and one of the happiest small towns in America, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Out of the back of the end zone, 1st and 10, coming back the other way for Oklahoma State from the 25. A tale of 2 halves offensively for Baylor. Look at that. 102 in the second half.
And they had 55 of those on one rush, but the numbers do tell you that this has been a half more about Baylor than it has about Oklahoma State. But the cool thing is, although there's not a lot of points, Jalen Warren has his 6th 100-yard rushing game, and Tay Martin has his 6th career 100-yard receiving game. So they're still putting up some decent numbers.
Martin split to the top of your screen. They got 2 receivers out that way. Sanders looking to pass it. Comes underneath to Warren, and Warren picks up about 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Jalen Warren out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Transfer from Utah State. Sanders had it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Good hands up play by Braden Utley. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
You know what they say sometimes for the big fellas up front? Hey, if you can't get to the quarterback, at least throw a hand up and try to knock it down. And sometimes tip balls get picked like we saw earlier in the game. That one beautifully just falls right to the ground.
Utley out of Huntington Beach, California. 3rd and 3.
I would not be surprised if they tried to get the ball to Tay Martin here.
The inside receiver to the bottom of your screen there. They're going to hand it off